Hi, this is Trailers from Hell. I'm Joe Dante. Today we're going to take a look at the trailer for The Curse of Frankenstein, Hammer Films' first pairing of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. And I saw it at the State Theater in Boonton, New Jersey, which was written up in Ripley's, believe it or not, because it was the only theater in the country where when you entered, the screen was behind you. And I also remember biting into a Reese's peanut butter cup and finding half a worm in it once. And I have never revisited peanut butter or Reese's peanut butter cups since then. Anyway, here's the trailer. Hammer Films was a small British company specializing in black and white second feature programmers with faded U.S. stars when they hit pay dirt with an adaptation of Nigel Kneale's BBC play The Quatermass Experiment. Their soon-to-be competitors Max Rosenberg and Milton Sabatsky approached them with the idea of remaking Frankenstein, but were aced out for using copyrighted material from the Universal series. So former AD Jimmy Sangster was tapped to write his second screenplay, with the proviso that there be very few sets and no angry villagers to keep the costs down. The result was a worldwide smash, a cheap picture that looked rich and accentuated the more grisly aspects that previous picks had cut away from. Plus it had a lot of sex in it. It was unusual at the time to use an all-British cast, but when TV star Peter Cushing, who had starred in the most watched BBC program of all time, a 1984 adaptation, signed on, Hammer had their Dr. Frankenstein for this and 6 more sequels.
I can't prove you murdered, but I can stop you using his brain.
Why? He has no further use for it?
Don't be careful! You damage it!
Critically reviled as degrading, repulsive, and for sadists only, it led to an avalanche of color horror pictures from Italy and the United States and all over the world. Robert Urquhart, who was the co-star here with Peter Cushing, walked out of this picture at the premiere in disgust and never appeared in another horror film.
What Victor is doing is dangerous to everyone in the house. Now, you cannot possibly conceive what dreadful thing he's planning to do.
What are you trying to tell me, Paul? That Victor's wicked? Insane?
Wicked, insane, evil.
Christopher Lee plays the monster, who looks like a victim of an auto accident in this picture because they were not allowed to use the original makeup. Gives a really quite remarkable performance and is not in this trailer, which is odd since the monster's head was the main feature of all the advertising. But the movie was very heavily advertised by Warner Brothers, and it led to a resurgence of period set horror pictures and really put Hammer on the map. Most kids who saw this picture when it was new really never forgot it. And the ad line was, "The Curse of Frankenstein will haunt you forever." And for a lot of kids in the audience, that's exactly what it did.
A legend that is still told with horror the world over.